Hello, young man. If you click this video, it means you're searching for something. Something real, something to live by. Maybe you're tired of feeling lost, of breaking promises to yourself. Let me tell you something. You don't need another dopamine hit. You need structure. You need discipline. You need rules. Because when a man has rules, he has a spine. He has a center, and that makes him dangerous in the best way possible. These are 5 rules every man should live by. Now listen carefully, because these rules are not just words. They are weapons. They are armor. They are the foundation of a life worth living. And here's my challenge for you. If this video reaches 1,000 likes, I will release part 2. And I promise you this. The next part will be even more powerful, even more motivating, and it will change the way you see yourself as a man. So watch until the end, and if you feel the fire, prove it. Rule 1. A man keeps his word. A man is only as strong as his word. Think about that for a moment. It doesn't matter how tall you are, how much money you make, or how strong your muscles look. If your word means nothing, you are weak. A man's word is his contract with the world, but more importantly, it is his contract with himself. When you say you will do something, you are making a promise. And every time you break that promise, you are not only disappointing others, you are cutting your own strength from the inside. Most people don't see it this way. They think breaking small promises doesn't matter. They say, "It's okay, I'll just go to the gym tomorrow," or "It's fine, I'll study later," or "I'll start waking up early next week." But what they don't realize is that every broken promise is like a small crack in the foundation of a building. At first, the crack looks tiny, harmless, invisible. But over time, the cracks spread, the foundation weakens, and the whole structure collapses. That is exactly what happens to your character when you don't keep your word. The truth is simple. Trust is the foundation of strength. If a man cannot trust himself, how can anyone else trust him? And when no one trusts him, he has no influence, no respect, no power. He becomes just another empty voice, full of talk, but without action. And in this world, there are already too many voices like that. People are tired of hearing promises that mean nothing. That is why the first rule of being a man is this: keep your word. Now, keeping your word does not only mean big promises like protecting your family or building a career. It begins with the small things. If you say you will wake up at 6 a.m., then wake up at 6 a.m. Not 6:15, not 7, but exactly when you said. If you say you will study English for 1 hour, then sit down and study for that full hour, even if you are tired, even if your phone is calling your name. If you say you will stop wasting time, then respect yourself enough to stop scrolling endlessly and do something that moves you forward. Here's why it matters. When you keep your word, something powerful happens inside you. Your mind starts to believe in you. Your body starts to obey your commands. Your heart grows steady. You begin to feel a deep sense of control because you are proving to yourself that your words carry weight. Suddenly, you are no longer weak. You are no longer confused. You are no longer lost in endless cycles of trying and failing. You are a man with a backbone. People notice this too. They may not say it out loud, but they feel it. When a man who keeps his word speaks, others listen. When he promises something, others trust him. When he leads, others follow. Not because he forced them, but because his life has already proven that he is real in a world full of lies. And that respect, that quiet influence, is one of the greatest strengths a man can ever have. On the other hand, what happens when you don't keep your word? You may think it doesn't matter, but it does. Every time you break a promise, even a small one, your brain records it. It whispers to you, "See? You can't even do what you say. You're weak. You're not in control." And after hearing this enough times, you stop believing in yourself completely. You start saying things just to sound good, but deep down, you know you won't follow through. That is the slow death of manhood. Think about the strongest men you admire. Maybe warriors, leaders, or successful builders. Do you think they became respected by making empty promises? Number. They built reputations by doing exactly what they said they would do, no matter how hard, no matter how uncomfortable, no matter how long it took. That is why their word had power. That is why their presence had weight. So ask yourself right now, are you keeping your word, or are you betraying yourself every day? Be honest. Do you say you'll get fit, but you don't train? Do you say you'll focus, but you keep getting distracted? Do you say you'll be better, but you keep falling into the same habits? If the answer is yes, then understand this. You are not failing because life is against you. You're failing because you cannot trust your own word. But here's the good news. You can change it today. You don't need to wait for next year or next month. You can start rebuilding your word right now. Start small. If you say you'll drink 2 liters of water, then do it. If you say you'll go for a 15-minute walk, then do it. If you say you'll finish 1 chapter of a book, then do it. Every small promise kept builds a stronger version of you. Remember this. A man without his word is like a sword without steel. Useless, broken, and empty. But a man who keeps his word, he is sharp, unbreakable, and respected everywhere. His life becomes proof. His words carry weight. His presence commands respect. And that, young man, is the first step to living like a man. Rule 2. A man builds discipline. Discipline is the difference between a boy and a man. Boys chase pleasure. Boys want things to be easy. Boys live for comfort and quick rewards. But men are different. Men build discipline. Men choose the hard road because they know the hard road builds strength. A boy runs away from struggle, but a man walks into it, knowing that struggle is the fire that forges greatness. Let me tell you something important. Motivation will not save you. Motivation is like the weather. Some days it's sunny, some days it rains, and some days the storm is so heavy you cannot even see the sky. If you depend on motivation, you will fail because motivation comes and goes. You will not always feel like working. You will not always feel like training. You will not always feel like studying. But discipline? Discipline is steady. Discipline is the anchor that holds you when the storm comes. Discipline is what makes you do it anyway. So what is discipline really? Discipline means doing the work even when you don't feel like it. Discipline means saying no to distraction when everything around you is pulling you away from your mission. Discipline means controlling your emotions when anger tries to control you. Discipline means focusing on the mission, not the mood. Discipline is not about feeling good. Discipline is about doing what is right, whether you feel like it or not. Think about the strongest men in history. Were they men of comfort? Number. They were men of discipline. warriors who woke up before dawn to train, builders who worked with their hands until their bodies ached, leaders who carried the weight of responsibility without running away. They all had one thing in common: discipline. Without it, nothing great is ever built. Without it, dreams remain only dreams. Without it, men stay boys forever. Discipline is like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it gets. At first, it feels impossible. Waking up early feels painful. Training your body feels exhausting. Studying feels boring. Working hard feels endless. Saying no to distractions feels heavy. At first, it feels like fire. It burns. It hurts. You want to quit. But here is the truth. That fire is not destroying you. That fire is forging you. Just like steel is made in fire, a man is made in discipline. Every time you say no to laziness and yes to discipline, you are shaping yourself into someone stronger. Every time you wake up when your body screams for more sleep, you are building mental armor. Every time you train when you don't feel like it, you are proving to yourself that you are not a slave to weakness. And that, young man, is freedom. Because here's the truth. A man without discipline is a slave. He may think he is free, but he is chained. He is a slave to his laziness because he cannot say no to the comfort of his bed. He is a slave to his hunger because he cannot control what he eats. He is a slave to his phone because he cannot stop scrolling when he should be working. He is a slave to his lust because he cannot control his desires. He is a slave to his emotions because every time anger or sadness appears, he loses control. But a man with discipline, he is free. He is free to command his body instead of being commanded by it. He is free to control his life instead of being dragged by distraction. He is free to build his destiny instead of letting life waste him away. Discipline may feel heavy in the moment, but in the end, it is the only path to freedom. So never ask for an easy life. Easy lives create weak men, and weak men suffer more in the long run. Never ask for comfort, because comfort will betray you. Comfort feels good now, but destroys you later. Instead, ask for discipline. Discipline is hard now, but it builds power later. Discipline makes you stronger than your excuses. Discipline makes you stronger than your moods. Discipline makes you stronger than your fears. Understand this. The man who lives with discipline is the man who wins. He wins in his health because he controls his habits. He wins in his career because he shows up every day, even when he doesn't feel like it. He wins in his relationships because people trust him to stay steady. He wins in his spirit because he knows he is not ruled by weakness. So today, don't chase comfort. Don't wait for motivation. Don't ask for the easy road. Instead, build discipline. Start small. Wake up earlier than yesterday. Do one more push-up than you did last time. Read one more page of the book. Train your mind to obey. Train your body to follow. Train your spirit to endure. This is how discipline is built. One decision at a time, one action at a time, one day at a time. And remember this: comfort makes weak men, but discipline makes powerful men. If you want to live like a man, build discipline. Because only through discipline can you become free, respected, and unstoppable. Rule 3. A man protects his mind and body. The world is full of poison, not just the kind you drink or eat, but the kind you consume with your eyes, your ears, and your heart. Every single day, there are things trying to weaken you. cheap entertainment that wastes your time, toxic people who drain your energy, fake news that fills you with fear and confusion, useless arguments that steal your peace, endless distractions that keep you from your mission. If you do not learn to protect yourself, this poison will take over your life. A man must protect himself. His body is his weapon. His mind is his fortress. And if you do not guard them, they will be broken. And when they are broken, you cannot fight, you cannot lead, you cannot win. Too many men fall, not because they are unlucky, but because they allowed poison into their lives until it slowly destroyed them. Let's start with the body. Your body is the vehicle of your life. Without it, you go nowhere. If it is weak, everything you do becomes harder. Walking feels heavy. Working feels exhausting. Even standing tall feels impossible. But when your body is strong, life feels lighter. You can carry heavy loads. You can fight longer battles. You can endure greater storms. You can protect the people who depend on you. That is why a man must train his body. Protect your body by training it. Lift weights to build strength. Run to build endurance. Stretch to stay flexible. Eat clean so your body has fuel, not junk. Rest well so your body can recover and grow. None of these things are easy, but all of them are necessary. Weakness in the body leads to weakness in the spirit. But strength in the body gives you confidence, energy, and power. A strong man is not easily broken. But just as important as the body is the mind. If your body is the weapon, your mind is the fortress. And here's the truth. If the enemy captures your fortress, the weapon is useless. A man with a strong body but a weak mind is still defeated. That is why you must guard your mind with the same seriousness a soldier guards his weapon. Protect your mind by feeding it with strength. Read good books that challenge you and expand your thinking. Listen to wisdom from people who have walked the hard road before you. Avoid garbage content that fills your brain with weakness and distractions. If you spend hours watching nonsense, gossip, or meaningless videos, your mind becomes polluted. And a polluted mind cannot focus, cannot grow, and cannot win. Protect your focus like it is your most valuable treasure, because it is. When your focus is strong, you can build anything. You can learn faster. You can work harder. You can see opportunities others miss. But when your focus is stolen by distractions, you are powerless. You jump from one thing to another, never finishing, never achieving. Protect your focus the way a lion protects its territory, fiercely and without apology. And remember this truth. A man who cannot protect himself cannot protect anyone else. If your family looks to you for safety, you cannot afford to be weak. If your friends look to you for leadership, you cannot afford to be broken. If your future depends on your actions, and it does, you cannot afford to be careless. A careless man is a danger not only to himself, but to everyone around him. Think of history's greatest protectors. Warriors, fathers, leaders, mentors. They did not protect others by chance. They protected others because they first protected themselves. They trained their bodies until they were strong. They guarded their minds until they were wise. And because they could stand firm, others could lean on them. That is what makes a man valuable. His ability to protect, not just with words, but with strength. So ask yourself today, What poison are you allowing into your life? Are you feeding your body with junk that makes you weak? Are you letting social media steal your focus? Are you spending time with toxic people who drag you down instead of lifting you up? Are you letting fear and doubt enter your mind every day? Be honest, because the first step to protection is awareness. Then, once you are aware, take action. Replace the poison with fuel. Replace the junk with strength. Start training your body. Start feeding your mind. Start guarding your focus. Build a wall around what matters. Do not let anything inside that weakens you. This is not selfish. This is responsibility. Because if you fall, the people who depend on you will fall too. A man's duty is to protect, and protection begins with yourself. Only when your body is strong and your mind is steady can you truly protect others. Only then can you stand tall when life gets hard. Only then can you carry the weight that others cannot carry. Only then can you live like a man. Rule 4. A man walks his own path. The world we live in is loud. Everyone is shouting. Everyone is telling you who you should be, what you should want, and how you should live. Social media tells you what to wear. Advertisements tell you what to buy. Influencers tell you what success looks like. Even your friends and family, sometimes without meaning to, try to push their own expectations on you. And if you are not careful, you will end up living a life that is not your own. You will wake up one day and realize that everything you have worked for, everything you have chased, was designed by someone else. That is why a man who lives like a man must walk his own path. Walking your own path means having a direction. It means knowing who you are, what you value, and where you are going. Without direction, you drift. You follow trends. You get lost in the crowd. But when you know your path, you walk with purpose. Even if the road is difficult, even if people laugh at you, you keep moving forward because you know where you are headed. That is what separates a boy from a man. Boys want to fit in. Men want to stand tall. Think about the greatest men in history. They were all mocked at first. The thinkers, the inventors, the warriors, the leaders. None of them followed the crowd. They were ridiculed, doubted, and criticized. But they walked their path anyway. And because they did, they changed the world. If they had listened to the voices around them, they would have lived quiet, ordinary lives. But they chose courage over comfort. That is the challenge for every man. Do you choose the easy road of imitation, or do you walk the harder road of authenticity? Most men today are lost because they are copying others. They wear the same fashion. They repeat the same opinions. They chase the same shallow pleasures. And deep inside, they feel hollow. Because copying is not living. Following the crowd is not leading. A real man knows this truth. When you try to please everyone, you end up pleasing no one, not even yourself. To walk your own path, you must first define your values. What do you stand for? What do you refuse to compromise on? Is it honesty? Is it discipline? Is it loyalty? Is it freedom? A man without values is like a ship without a compass. He will drift wherever the waves push him. But a man with values is unshakable. People may tempt him, insult him, or pressure him, but he will not move. He knows who he is. Walking your own path also requires strength. Because the moment you step away from the crowd, you will be attacked. People will laugh at you. They will say you are arrogant. They will say you are foolish. They will try to pull you back into the cage of sameness. And if you are weak, you will give in. But if you are strong, you will keep walking. Remember this: lions do not take advice from sheep. You are not here to be another copy. You are here to be original, to live a life that only you can live. Ask yourself right now, am I living my life, or am I living someone else's? Am I chasing my dream, or am I chasing the dream society handed me? Am I doing what sets my soul on fire, or am I doing what gets me the most likes and the least criticism? Be honest with yourself. The truth may hurt, but it will also set you free. Yes, your path will be harder. It will be lonelier. You may lose friends who don't understand you. You may face rejection from people who expect you to follow their plan. But that's the price of freedom. And it is worth paying. Because when you walk your own path, you gain something far greater than approval. You gain respect. Respect for yourself, and eventually, respect from others. A man who walks his own path inspires the world around him. People may resist at first, but deep down, they admire courage. They admire authenticity. They admire the man who has the guts to stand up and say, "This is who I am. This is where I'm going, and I don't need your permission." That is the kind of man who becomes a leader. Not because he begged for followers, but because people naturally follow those who know where they are going. So, young man, remember this: the world will try to chain you, but you were not born to be a prisoner. You were born to walk a road that only you can walk. Do not be afraid of being different. Be afraid of being the same as everyone else. Because sameness is death, but authenticity is life. Walk your path. Own it. Live it. And never apologize for it. Rule 5. A man chooses growth over comfort. Life is always offering you a choice. Every morning when you wake up, the decision is waiting for you. Will you choose comfort, or will you choose growth? Comfort is warm, soft, and easy. Growth is cold, hard, and demanding. Comfort whispers, "Stay where you are, relax, you've done enough." Growth shouts, "Get up, move forward, there is more inside you." The truth is simple. Comfort feels good now but makes you weak tomorrow, while growth feels hard now but makes you powerful tomorrow. Weak men choose comfort. They press the snooze button. They skip the gym. They avoid the difficult conversation. They run from responsibility. They say, "Maybe tomorrow," but tomorrow never comes. And because of that, they stay the same. Years pass, and they realize they have not grown. Their body is weaker. Their mind is softer. Their spirit is smaller. This is the tragedy of comfort. It steals your future in exchange for a few moments of pleasure. Strong men, on the other hand, choose growth. They wake up early when the bed feels warm. They push through workouts when their muscles scream. They take risks when fear tries to hold them back. They endure struggle because they understand a powerful truth. Struggle is the seed of strength. Just as iron sharpens iron, pain sharpens men. Growth is not free. It demands sacrifice. But the reward is becoming the kind of man who can face anything. A man must constantly grow. In his skills, in his knowledge, in his mindset, in his body, and in his spirit. If you are not growing, you are dying. If you are not climbing, you are falling. Life never allows you to stay still. And this is where many men go wrong. They believe they can pause, that they can stay comfortable without consequences. But time moves forward whether you do or not. And if you do not grow, the world leaves you behind. Growth requires you to embrace discomfort. If you only stay where it feels safe, you will never discover who you truly are. Step into the cold shower. Step into the gym when you don't feel like it. Step into the book that challenges your mind. Step into the work that feels too big. That is where growth lives. Not in the easy places, but in the hard ones. You cannot become strong without resistance. You cannot become wise without confusion. You cannot become a man without challenge. Think about nature. Trees grow because they push their roots deep into hard soil. Muscles grow because they are torn down before they are rebuilt. Diamonds are formed under pressure. Fire forges steel. The same is true for men. Without resistance, without challenge, without discomfort, you will never become your highest self. Growth and pain are brothers. You cannot have one without the other. Growth is not a one-time choice. It is a daily practice. Every day you must choose to push a little further. Every day you must take one more step, lift one more weight, read one more page, face one more fear. Progress does not come from one massive leap. It comes from thousands of small choices stacked on top of each other. You don't become strong in a day, but you become stronger every day if you keep choosing growth. Many men wait for the right time to grow. They say, "I'll start when I feel motivated. I'll begin when life is easier. I'll change when I have more time." But that day never comes. Waiting for comfort is the enemy of growth. The truth is, there will never be a perfect time. There will always be problems, distractions, excuses. The only right time is now. The man who grows is the man who acts, even when he doesn't feel ready. Let me tell you something important. Comfort is not always bad. Rest has its place. Recovery is part of growth. But comfort becomes poison when it becomes your lifestyle. If you spend every day chasing comfort, you lose your edge. You lose your hunger. You lose the fire that makes you alive. Balance is the key. Rest so you can fight harder tomorrow, but never make comfort your god. Choosing growth also means choosing courage. Growth will always demand that you step into the unknown. Starting a business, moving to a new place, speaking your mind, standing for your values, these things are uncomfortable. They carry risk. But risk is the soil where greatness grows. If you want to live a safe life, you will never live a strong one. If you want to live a great life, you must be willing to risk failure, rejection, and pain. And here's the greatest secret. Once you start choosing growth, your comfort zone expands. What once felt impossible becomes normal. What once felt painful becomes easy. What once scared you becomes your strength. The man who runs 1 mile today runs 5 miles tomorrow. The man who reads 10 pages today reads 100 tomorrow. The man who faces small fears today defeats great fears tomorrow. Growth builds upon itself until you become unstoppable. So, young man, remember this. Life will always offer you 2 roads. One is soft, easy, and comfortable, but it leads to weakness. The other is hard, uncomfortable, and demanding, but it leads to power. Most men take the easy road and wonder why they feel empty. Few men take the hard road, and they are the ones who change their lives, their families, and sometimes even the world. Which road will you choose? Do not fear discomfort. Embrace it. Do not run from struggle. Use it. Do not wait for growth. chase it. Because the man who chooses growth over comfort does not just survive, he thrives. And in the end, he becomes the kind of man that other men look up to, the kind of man who inspires, the kind of man who truly lives. Final words. Live by rules. Live with power. Young man, listen carefully. These are the 5 rules every man should live by. Keep your word, build discipline, protect your mind and body, walk your own path, and choose growth over comfort. Simple words, but powerful actions. If you live by these rules, you will not be weak. You will not be lost. You will not be broken. You will carry yourself with strength and confidence that cannot be shaken. You will command respect, not through words or appearances, but through the way you live your life. You will be a man others look up to, a man others trust, a man others follow. Every man has the potential to rise above mediocrity, but potential is meaningless without action. You must make these rules your daily practice, not just something you admire from afar. Keep your word, even in small things. Build discipline in the moments no one is watching. Protect your mind and body as if they are your most valuable treasure, because they are. Walk your own path, even when the world pressures you to conform. Choose growth over comfort, even when fear and pain try to hold you back. This is not easy. This is not quick. But nothing that is worth achieving ever is. On English Achieve, we believe in action over words, strength over excuses, and living a life that proves your character. If you take these rules seriously, your life will change. You will feel a new sense of control, a new clarity, and a new power that comes from standing firm in your values and taking responsibility for yourself. Men like this are rare because most are willing to settle for comfort, distraction, and the easy way out. But you have chosen differently. And now, here is the challenge. If this video reaches 1,000 likes, I will release part 2. And I promise you, part 2 will be even stronger, even deeper, and it will push you to another level of manhood. So prove yourself. Show your strength. Share this message with your friends. Like this video. Comment below and let the world know that you are a man who will not settle. Remember this. Men who live by rules live with power, and the world respects power.